Alright lads, it is the Metagoblin here, and today we're counting down the top 10 immersive mods for Skyrim. Now this video, as well as being a countdown, is also a bit of a guide for the people out there who want to do a replay of Skyrim but make it the most realistic and immersive experience possible with mods. So let's begin the list. The first mod I have for you is a mod I've mentioned numerous times on my channel, and it's called Ineed. This mod is a very simple mod which adds survival mechanics to the game. Like for instance, if you get hungry from not regularly eating the food in the game, your character will do less damage, and it will also reduce his health and fatigue generation. And if you don't drink enough, your mana regeneration will be reduced, and if you don't get enough sleep, then you gain experience slower. So the great thing about this mod is it forces you to walk into inns and order a room and buy food and drink from the bar wench. The mod is fully customizable, and it's also integrated with a Sky UI interface mod. There are also certain benefits you can gain from eating and drinking, like health and mana buffs, and an extended buff from having a varied diet. Food also has different qualities depending on its size, so basically different foods can fill you up more. Also, eating raw food has a chance to actually reduce your health, which means it is more beneficial to actually cook food, which is nice because cooking over level 15 is a little pointless because it doesn't give you enough health. So, also, alcohol has effects, since if you drink too much, you will get drunk and then you start randomly falling over, like when you're walking through town or in combat. And obviously the game, the only drink in the vanilla game is alcohol, so the mod actually added water skins to the game, which you can refill at lakes or waterfalls, or from an innkeeper, or from various water barrels which have actually been added to the game. Now, I talked about the features of my next mod in my previous video when I was talking about the things I wanted in the next Elder Scrolls game, but I didn't know there was actually a mod which implemented this, so I'll definitely be checking it out once this video is completed. And it's called the Jobs of Skyrim, it's basically a mod which immersively implements certain professions and jobs into the game. You could become a guard, a blacksmith, a professional bounty hunter, necromancer, or even a bartender, and you'll get paid for doing it. And it kind of functions as basically little mini quests that have been put into the game to basically make you have a job. The next mod is one of my personal favourites, which is the Tame Beasts of Skyrim mod. I guess it's less of an immersive mod, but it kind of allows you to build up more and becoming that more realistic hunter. It's a very well made mod, it's with its own little building for you to learn your abilities, sell pets, and learn where to find rare beasts. You get these little mini quests to find really rare beasts, and of different colours and stuff, different variations. The mod also gives you a shout power to tame beasts, and you can tame anything you find as long as you're higher enough level, and it is actually classified as a beast. It does extend to certain magical creatures like Spriggans, but you can't just randomly tame anything. But anyway, you also the lower a mob's health, like a wolf's health, the higher chance you basically have at taming it. When you tame it, you can choose its name. You can choose whether he's a tank or a DPS. You can feed him to increase him or her effectiveness in combat, and the mod also gives you various abilities and spells to help control it. The People of Skyrim, which is my next mod, it kind of works like a world overhaul mod, which is so well designed that you will probably forget that it added features to the game were originally a mod. It will add several new locations, new NPCs, and also new dungeons to explore. A good way to think about this mod, well actually no, sorry, it isn't new dungeons, it's basically new ruins around the world, sorry about that. A good way to think about this mod is, rather than this mod isn't something that works on the actual cities, but it works on the outskirts of those cities, and it makes makes the game feel like a much larger environment. Another world-changing mod would be the climates of Tamriel, which will add new sky effects, weather variations, but most importantly, optional dark dungeons, which is the main reason why I like this mod. Realistically, if you think about it, a cave is going to be pitch black if you go in there. And all these Nord ruins aren't likely to have all these undead blokes walking around, keeping the torches aflame. That's probably not going to happen, especially as most of them are actually trapped in tombs. So this will work at reducing the amount of unrealistic and random light you get where there are no light sources around. in a dungeon. It also works outside of dungeons in the game, so even outside in the world or even inside cities. The next mod I have is an inn overhaul called Perseids Inns and Taverns, however the hell you meant to say that. I think that's I think it's a Scandinavian kind of sound that I can't pronounce anyway. The aim of this mod was to add uniqueness to the different taverns in the game, like different prices, different sized rooms, and a few little cosmetic additions. You can also hire a room for your follower, so basically it just makes the inns feel a lot different and not just like copy and pasted, because the inns were kind of just copy and pasted, and it just makes them a little bit more different, a bit more interesting. Our 7th mod works at making how you encounter enemies more immersively and smoothly implemented, and it's called Ultimate Deadly Encounters. This will make the way you come across enemies in the world feel more realistic. Like if you journey backwards in a dungeon, you'll find enemies. When you fast travel, you can get hunted down, and when you arrive, there'll be like a bandit trying to knock you out. This will also happen if you wait or sleep in a dungeon location. The mod also takes into account your choices and your state in the game. Like, for instance, if you're a vampire, then the Vigilance of Stendar will try and hunt you down, or if you're a Stormcloak, then the Imperial Army may try to ambush you. The next mod is also an enemy mod. It's called Bandit Raids, which will add random encounters when inside a city or town, where bandits will just randomly raid the town and start killing innocents. It kind of works like how dragons are randomly encountered within the game, and I hope to God on your playthrough it doesn't happen at the same time. And it's just a small mod, but it definitely makes the world feel more realistic. One of the problems with the vanilla game was that hunting, it didn't feel particularly rewarding when realistically you should have been able to sell your kill for more money and harvest different parts of the carcass. Well, the mod Hunterborn does exactly that. You'll be able to harvest more meat and various other materials for alchemy. There are also certain hunting knives you can craft with different benefits in the whole mod's process. The last mod is going to be Frostfall. I thought I'd leave the most popular until last. This mod very simply makes the cold a problem within the game. You can't just go for a windy walk up a mountain anymore. You're going to need soup to keep you warm, materials to create a fire, and appropriate clothing which you can craft to increase your weather resistance. You'll also be able to make campsites and cloaks to aid in your survival of the cold. But anyway lads, that's the end of the video. Be sure to check out the video link in the description to be sent to more content. My name is Ineed. Until my next video, ciao.